What Toto Wolff has just revealed about Lewis Hamilton is nothing short of jaw-dropping. Forget everything you thought you knew about Hamilton's struggles at Ferrari, because the truth, as exposed by the man who built his empire at Mercedes, is far more unsettling, far more personal, and far more damning than anyone expected. This isn't just a story about a car that's not fast enough. It's about a driver losing his edge, a team struggling with identity, and a project that was meant to change everything now threatening to unravel before our eyes. Wolff hasn't just pointed fingers, he's exposed the cracks. The brutal cultural mismatch, the absence of rhythm and synergy, the internal confusion at Maranello that's slowly draining the spark from one of the greatest drivers the sport has ever seen. And the most terrifying part? This is all happening at the very start of what was supposed to be Ferrari's glorious new era. What's unfolding right now isn't a rough start. It's a full-blown crisis. A reality check for Ferrari, a wake-up call for Hamilton, and possibly the early signs of a legacy slipping through the cracks. When a man who knows you best starts questioning what's gone wrong, it's time to pay attention. So before we unpack every explosive detail of what Toto Wolff just revealed, the car, the culture, the loss of mojo, and what this all means for Hamilton's future in red, do us a massive favor. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and stay with us until the very end of this video. Because what's happening at Ferrari right now could define not just the season, but the final chapter of Lewis Hamilton's Formula One legacy. What Toto Wolff just revealed about Lewis Hamilton is brutally honest, deeply personal, and quite frankly, shocking. When asked directly about Hamilton's painful start to life at Ferrari on the Bloomberg Hot Pursuit podcast, Wolff didn't sugarcoat a thing. He didn't deflect. Instead, he offered a raw three-part diagnosis of exactly what's going wrong for his former star driver. And it starts with a word no Formula One champion ever wants to hear: adaptation. You don't unlearn driving that quickly. Wolff began, defending Hamilton's talent with conviction. In 2021, he was great. Then the regulations changed, and it got a little more difficult, but he was still performing at a very high level. But now, after 10 races, Hamilton is 6th in the standings, winless, and visibly frustrated. So what's going on? According to Wolff, it all begins with the car. The SF25 isn't just a new machine. It's an alien concept compared to the Mercedes philosophy Hamilton spent over a decade mastering. From aerodynamic balance to braking behavior, from torque delivery to ride characteristics, the Ferrari speaks an entirely different language. And Lewis is still trying to become fluent. Wolff didn't hold back on what that challenge entails. Everybody needs a period of adaptation. Different car, different DNA in how the vehicle drives. A new engineering team that you need to start working together. It's not just the hardware, it's the environment, the systems, the synergy. And that's a terrifying admission. Because if your tools are good, but your team can't use them properly, you're not going to win anything. For Hamilton, who has spent his career demanding precision, rhythm, and absolute clarity in execution, this is not just unacceptable. It's painful. Meanwhile, Charles Leclerc, who knows the internal language and tempo of Ferrari, continues to deliver more consistent results. He isn't dominating, but he's extracting more from the same car. And in the eyes of the media, that contrast is damning. Because it doesn't just look like a driving issue. It looks like a fit issue. And that's where the fear begins to grow. Because the move to Ferrari was about more than 2025. It was about 2026. About a new generation of power units. About building a legacy that could rival even the Mercedes years. But now, with troubling reports surfacing about Ferrari's engine development for the new era, and whispers that Mercedes might already be ahead, even the long-term dream is under threat. So what does this all mean? It means Ferrari isn't just under pressure to upgrade. They're under pressure to transform, to build a system around Hamilton that mirrors the trust, fluidity, and execution he once had at Mercedes. Because right now, he's driving in the dark, and the clock is ticking. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this is just a rough patch? Or is Lewis Hamilton discovering that he's joined a team that wasn't ready for him? One thing is certain, Ferrari needs to act fast. Because if they don't bring not just performance, but belief, they risk wasting the final chapters of one of Formula One's greatest stories. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned, because what happens next might just determine whether Lewis Hamilton's Ferrari journey ends in triumph.